Want to learn more about improving your leadership? Think of being a positive leader. Let me tell you about a book, The Power of Positive Leadership, How and Why Positive Leaders Transform Teams and Organizations and Change the World by Jon Gordon. I'm Chris, a doctor. I've read this book and the main message is your positivity must be greater than all the negativity. Let me tell you a bit more. See, positivity is about more than having a positive state of mind. It's also a life changer, and it gives people a competitive advantage in business, sports and politics. The more you energize people in your workplace, the higher your work performance. In part, this is because people want to be around you, and therefore you'll attract talent and people who are more likely to devote their discretionary time towards you and your projects. They'll offer new ideas, information and opportunities to you before others. The opposite is also true. So if you de-energize others and are considered a negative person, people won't want to work with you or help you. So if you're working in an organization, how do you improve it? Well, it starts with the culture level. Positive leaders drive positive cultures. Culture is not just one thing, it's actually everything. Culture drives expectations and beliefs. Expectations and beliefs drive behaviours, and behaviours drive habits. And habits then create the beliefs that drive the behaviours. And you can get this circle, and in essence, it's habits that will create the future. And it all starts with the culture that you create to drive that through the organisation. I like this saying, if you want the fruit, you must invest in the root. If you invest in the root, you'll always receive a great supply of fruit. Of course, you should measure your fruit, but you should do so knowing that it's simply a byproduct of how well you've nurtured the root. Your culture is your root here, and your focus should be on the process that nourishes and produces the fruit. Optimism and positivity and belief are the fuel that provides positive leaders the motivation to keep moving forward and drive results. The author mentions a fair bit about sports coaches, several of whom he's met after his successful book, The Energy Bus. An example was starting to promote Women's National Basketball Association. And really, if you can show proof of a concept early, and those early successes can then get the next level of believers on board, and then you can get buy-in, and then you're able to, one success at a time, build and have people believing in you and the organisation. And you've got to give people excuses to say yes. Some will be based on what you say, others are on the results that you can actually deliver. You must not only be positive as a leader, but you've also got to be effective too. You can be positive but not effective, but that's clearly not the most effective way of spending things. So positivity is key, but you still need to actually be good at your job. But if you can come with positivity, your highest use of your energy, it'll be a key to success. I liked how it mentioned energy vampires again. These are people who suck energy and optimism out of the room. And an example was an American football coach who actually drew a large picture of an energy vampire, and anybody who acted in the team as if they were sucking energy out the room and not being positive, they would get their picture put on that wall. Nobody wanted to be on that wall, nobody wanted to be an energy vampire, and that led to a change in behaviour almost immediately. So how do we deal with energy vampires? Well, again, it's back to the cultural level. And when you set expectations that people who drain energy from the room will not be tolerated, that's a good start. Talk about the negative impact that negativity actually has on everybody on the team. and explain that one person may not be able to make the team, but one person unfortunately can break the team. And if you can talk about what a great culture looks like and how you want everybody to be a positive contributor, it may transform energy vampires, and if it doesn't, remove them from the team. If you're an emerging leader in an organisation and you don't quite yet have the power to hire and fire people, well, how do you interact with an energy vampire? Well, try once again to come back to the first equation. Your positivity must outweigh all the negativity. So you must demonstrate real positivity in the form of love, patience, kindness and care, and lead by example. And then also consider dealing with this individual as a challenge, an opportunity to strengthen your positivity. Being positive will not guarantee you success, but being negative will guarantee you won't succeed. Positive leadership is not just about feeling the positive and feeding it in the team, but it's also about weeding out the negative. And as a leader, you must recognise that negativity exists and certainly not ignore it. Confront it, transform it, or remove it. Once you decide the way forward, you execute the way forward, then you have to execute that challenge or that opportunity. You can tell yourself a positive story by looking at events and view a challenge as an actual opportunity instead of a challenge. Understand that leadership is not just what about you yourself do. It's about how you can inspire and encourage and nurture and empower others to do their work as well. Regardless of your circumstances and challenges, there's a future waiting to be created. And with your optimism, leadership, belief and faith in your team and your organisation, you can really help create a good one. And on your leadership journey, it'll take all of your optimism, belief and positivity to help others become what they are meant to be. It will also require your ability to develop relationships with them. On relationships, communication builds trust, and trust generates commitment. Commitment fosters teamwork, and teamwork delivers great results. If you don't have communication, then almost certainly you won't have trust and won't get a great team and won't create a great future together. But as a positive leader, it's important to be a positive communicator and make others feel important by listening to them and truly hearing what they have to say. Decide to be that person who instills a positive belief in someone who needs to hear your encouraging words. We all do at times. Uplift someone who's feeling down. Fuel your team with positive energy. Rally others to focus on what is possible rather than what seems impossible. Share encouragement. It'll help you build your relationships. It matters and we all need it. You may hear servant leadership mentioned. This is when you can lead with humility, knowing it's not about you. It's all about the team. Remember, it's not about you. It's about committing yourself to others. Many want to be big-time leaders, but it's important to remember being a big-time leader starts with doing the little things to serve those you lead. It's all about the little things. Unity, relationships and teamwork are developed slowly. One day, one interaction, one moment, one caring, serving, loving act at a time. Motivation. We all want it, but it doesn't last. However, purpose-driven motivation does. Purpose-driven goals lead to outcomes that far surpass your numbered goals alone. An idea this book shares is actually each year to write down one word, and that word will summarize the year. The word has to be chosen well. It's representing a goal and something that you want to do, how you live your life. And then you can share this word with other family members and close friends and encourage them to do the same thing. Therefore, when you're feeling your energies going low, you can think, it's the year 2021, my word is X. I've read this after New Year, so I don't have a word for the year yet, but perhaps next year. And that can then inspire you and regenerate you and give you that sense of purpose to continue. Because to be a positive leader, you clearly need grit, the ability to work hard for long periods of time towards a goal, to persevere, to overcome the inevitable challenges, to keep moving forward in the face of adversity, failure, rejection and obstacles. Love powers grit, and it also powers you over fear. Fear causes you to worry about what everyone else will think if you fail. Love moves you forward to give your best and not worry about the rest. I hope you found that helpful, feeling positive, inspired. So go and lead your teams. First, you may want to comment below, give it a like, a subscribe, and I shall see you next time.